calculations are correct, and this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit. Either that, or the doors might go off.
I really hope I don't get a copyright strike for that whole 20-second clip I just used there, but if I do, I'd say it was worth it just to show off a rad Christmas jumper. Alright troops, it's been a while, but welcome back to Skateboarding with your da. As many of you will know, I haven't been doing an awful lot of skateboarding for reasons I'll explain in due time, but let me first say a belated Merry Christmas and prosperous 2023 to everyone out there in YouTube land. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that back in October I sustained a rather nasty ankle injury, which has been the absolute bane of my life the past couple of months. I thought I'd be back by now, but here we are 2 months later and I'm still not quite there yet. This is the third injury I've had in the space of a year that stopped me from skating, and if I'm honest, just like me, it's getting old, but whatever, I'm over it. I've been given some exercises by the local physio, but best case scenario, I'll probably be another 2 to 3 months before I can skate properly, and that's only if I put a decent amount of time and effort into doing these exercises. The main problem I've been having is my ankle doesn't bend forward nearly as much as it used to, it just goes so far and locks up. It doesn't help that I'm so rigid and unflexible in my old age, so bending down like this feels like I'm being put through a medieval torture rack. And you'd think, well, me being a professional skateboarder, I'd have decent enough balance to be able to stand in one leg. No wonder I struggle so much with manuals. This is where the real work begins. Don't get me wrong, the resistance bands work wonders, but some of these exercises are really difficult when you don't have the dexterity to move sideways. The up and down motion isn't too bad, albeit limited. The hardest thing with the sideways movements is trying to break the habit of taking the strain on my knee. So it goes without saying, it's been a rough couple of months. Between injuries, horrendous weather, the usual winter illnesses and everyday life taking over, I've really struggled to motivate myself to post videos and just generally being sociable. I had far too much to drink at my work's Christmas night out, the less said about that the better. No joke, I had the fear for about a week after, but on the plus side I didn't drink out my shoe this time. Oh, and I almost hit a deer with my car last week. Literally saw my life flash before my eyes. On a more positive note, I had a really awesome Christmas with the family. The kids were wired to the moon, we all had a belter of a feast, and probably ate our own body weight in chocolate 14 times over. The wife bought me some cool new stuff for Christmas, like this mic that I'm recording on right now, and a couple of new cube puzzles, something I've been borderline obsessed with since learning to solve the standard 3x3 when I was injured in the summertime. Needless to say, I got straight to work and deployed the old Google foo and figured out how to solve this beast in about a day. In less than a week I got down from about 45 minutes to less than 10, so I'm pretty impressed with myself. It's actually not as difficult as it looks. You just follow a specific sequence for each step, and most of the algorithms used for this one are exactly the same as the ones that you use to solve a 3x3. It just has more pieces, which equates to a lot more looking and moving them around to get them where you want them. Anyway, I think you've heard me ramble on enough about stuff that you're probably not that interested in, so I'll wrap it up by saying thanks to everyone who stuck with me this past year, even when I wasn't posting a lot of content. It makes a huge difference hearing what you have to say in the comments and starting conversations about skateboarding and other hobbies we might share. I will be back in the board sooner or later, and when that time comes, I'll hopefully feel a bit more motivated to interact with the community, but in the meantime,
Your dad sells Avon. Oh, and one more thing. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and f**k 2022.